if you really know yourself, you'll be able to command your body to do what you want. And that's really a very core thing that you should understand, is that your mind, subconscious mind, and there's actually even like a layer below your unconscious and subconscious, the lizard brain probably, it has a lot more control of your body than you know. When we want to approach a woman, a lot of the feelings we get before we approach, even after doing it a lot, is that like a feeling of, I don't want to. But you don't know why. Well, it's like if I approach her, I might die. That was true thousands of years ago, when if you were to take another man's woman, he might come and kill you, or an animal might attack you if you might try to get a woman. So that's a thing that's been built in our bodies that's sort of useless now, but it's still there. So remember that if you control your mind, everyone can be endless. That definitely includes you, so you can last longer by doing very important mind control type techniques on yourself. And that's man principle number 2. Controlling your ejaculation is actually about controlling yourself. Remember about the system. Your system is yourself. Ejaculation is a symptom. So if you want to control your ejaculation or your erection problems, symptoms, then you need to learn how to control yourself. So you need to be in control of your body, control your breathing, control of your mind, control of a lot of things. And if you don't put the control in your life, the techniques you'll learn just won't give you the results you're looking for. They'll work temporarily. I mean, they're like magic pills. Techniques are like magic pills if you don't have the core. But if you have the core, they're not magic pills. They're things that help you get there faster. And this principle number 3 is that an unfit body creates an unfit penis. One thing about being really overweight, if you are or not, is that people who are overweight, they actually have smaller penises than they would if they were skinnier. So the fat bulges away from where the penis sits at the base of your penis, and it bulges out. So the penis becomes smaller when you're overweight, because the fat covers pain or a little bit of cardio or something. Well, our bodies become unfit. We can't last in bed, and the bedroom thing takes a lot of pushing, moving, lifting, endurance to last longer. So if we don't have that, well, we won't last as long as we could if we had a fit body. So it's important. You don't need to be really in super good shape, but it's important that you get on that path so that you have more control over your body and your ejaculation and your erections. So endless man principle number 4 is know your triggers and change your triggers. If you don't know what triggers you to ejaculate, or what triggers you to not or have an erection, or what triggers your erection, well, then you'll be left in the dark about what your real problems are. So what we're going to do is focus on a lot of your triggers. There's very specific things that make you ejaculate, and you might not even know this. It might be a certain sensation, it might be like a certain image in your brain, it might be an image of your woman or whatever, or something. This is triggers that cause things to happen. So when you change your triggers so that they don't cause these things, well, you can last longer. And then principle number 5 is you're going to decrease your penis's sensitivity. So sensitivity is important of how much you feel and how much you can handle. So if you can handle a lot and then you decrease the sensitivity, you'll last even longer. Or if you just decrease the sensitivity and you can only handle a certain amount, you'll last longer. I don't know a great example for this, but it's like water, okay? So think about water in a cup. So if you're pouring water in a cup, you can pour it in like a drip, drip, drip fashion, or you can just pour with a big rush and it can fill up. So how fast you fill that cup up depends on how fast you fill the cup up. So think about it like ejaculation like that. If you fill it up too fast, well, you ejaculate. If you drip, 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 then you can last longer. But the other thing that you're going to do is actually you're going to drip, 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 and then if you drink some, you drip, 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 drip some more, you'll last even longer. So a lot of those delay techniques and stop techniques are sort of like that, where you just drink the water. So we're going to decrease your penis sensitivity and give you ways to decrease it so you last longer. And endless man principle number 6, you're going to need to master your masturbation or it will always master you. When we think about masturbation, we think of this like before we had sex as like a practice for sex. And now, after having gone and had sex, it's not really that way. Masturbation is sort of like a way for us to ejaculate, not a practice for sex. But if we change it to make masturbation as a practice for sex instead of making it to ejaculate, well, it changes things a whole lot. We've spent a lot of our lives letting masturbation be a trigger for us to ejaculate, and it blurs over into sex. So when we get that sensation on our penis, it becomes the sensation to ejaculate. So it's very important that you master your masturbation in a way so that it doesn't master you and makes it not a trigger to ejaculate. And that's principle number 7. Your positions determine your pleasure, her pleasure, and how long you last. So a tired and true position is missionary. And I mean, missionary is okay. The only problem is that it's the fastest fatigue-causing position there is. And fatigue is one of the number 1 reasons for premature ejaculation. So if you're using positions that are not good for you and give you too much sensation, that's where a lot of problems lie. Another thing is that when you switch the positions, you can get less sensation and give your woman more pleasure. We're going to learn how to use the right positions in the right times so that it gives her more pleasure and then you can last longer. Because some positions just are too much sensation. The missionary is definitely one of those, and it's been ingrained to us by culture, religion, and all these other things that it's the clean thing to do. Well, the only problem is that a lot of the things we're being taught, they're just lies. There's no clean thing to do. Like, oral sex was taboo for a lot of cultures and religions for hundreds of years, even until 1950s and even now. But oral sex helps people be closer together. But you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But oral sex was seen as taboo, but now there's like a lot of focus on getting blowjobs and giving her oral and all that. And there's a reason, because it's very pleasurable for both people to receive and give those things. So there's positions that are old school that I'm going to teach you that have been used for thousands of years that might seem a little weird to you. But once you go through them, you're going to see why. And you're going to connect in a way that you never connected before, and you're going to last longer, and she's going to get more pleasure, and she's going to feel connected with you even more. And that's one of the important things. When women don't feel connection, then sex is not good for them. But when they feel connected to you, not just sexually, but emotionally in other ways, then she'll really enjoy it with you, and she'll have more orgasms. In turn, you'll last longer, you have better sex, you have more. I mean, it's like a compound effect. Everything we're teaching you in this program is a really compound, so that it just makes everything better and better as you go through it and you keep applying these different principles. And principle number 8. Immersion in sex is key to being endless. So a lot of the stuff you're going to be doing, you're going to be consciously doing it. Like in your brain, you're going to think, oh, I need to do this. I need to remember this technique. I need to do this at this time. And that will help you in the short term. But when you get to the point where you're doing these things without thinking about it and you're immersed in sex, that's when you become a legend in bed. That's when you last as long as you want, when you're immersed. Because you're not worrying about when you're going to ejaculate or how